Last week we did 47 orders for $2,280. Probably the slowest week that we've had all year. I'm not too worried about it because we're in the middle of summer slowdowns. Before I get started and show you what sold, I'm going to give you a little tour of how we do things, how we ship, how we store items. Jack's working on some, getting some jewelry listed. Here, take that phone here. So we'll come up to the orders here. This is usually our ship station right here where we'll pack our orders in the morning. And then we'll have the boxes right here. We'll grab those. It's all like lined up. And then the computer's here. This is where we'll go to the orders and then we look up the SKU number. So this one right here is a Coleman quick pump and it's in SKU 16. So it's gonna be bin 16. If you wanna follow me, come over to this. How we have everything set up is we have multiple inventory SKU systems. So that item was in a bin, so this would be bin 16. We'll pick the item here. If we go back, beep, beep, beep. I will take the item and I'll just put it over here and then we'll pack it using the boxes and the packing paper that we have. So I'll show you our other SKU systems. So if it's clothing and it'll fit in a poly bag or priority mail, we'll put it into these plastic bags and we'll label them with their number on them and we'll sequentially do it. We put them in these cardboard boxes. These are 8 by 8 by 30 inches long. I'll put a link down below to those if you want to get those. Also the poly bags and then the sequential numbering. You can find that. Right here we'll have like our extra paper for our packing. More bins here, more bins. These are all numbered. If the stuff doesn't fit in the bin or it could break, like these bigger items, doesn't make sense to put them in a bin, so we put them on these shelves. So the SKU number on this would be like S4, and then there's not so many items that we won't be able to find the item, so we just do S4 and then we know it's on the shelf and then we can find it. With these smaller breakable items, we'll do it as GF and then the number for the cube. So this would be GF14 if one of these sold. The other system we have is our R numbers. So again, here's some more S shelves, more S shelves down here. These are our R items, which just means rack. So this right here would be R1, R2, R3, R4. It just keeps going down the line. R2, D2 is a character. We have some special SKU systems as well. So these are comic books. So it's just COM and then we put the number sequentially. So again, it's easier to find comic books because if we just stack the comic books, they'd be really hard to find. So we put them in these poly bags and then we just put the sticker on them so that we don't get our stickers confused with like the clothing one or the vinyl record ones. I just label the inside and then I know that this goes to the comic book one. So we'll put those back. This is the VIN. This is just our vinyl records. Again, we'll sequentially label those. With jewelry, we don't want jewelry to get lost and we don't want it to get tangled up. So we use these little like screw drawer things, typically you'd see in a garage. We just put them in there. We just set it as J-21, then we know that it's in there, J-22. And we put multiple in. We don't just leave it to like one item per thing, but we try and make it so that they're not going to get wound up and tangled with the other pieces. Anything else? Oh yeah, we need to pitch Lisa's. Okay, so Lisa wants to pitch her channel. She refinishes furniture with her husband. All right, what's the channel that they need to go to?
Timeless Transformations.
Timeless Transformations. They got some really good stuff over there and they're uploading a video soonish?
Yes.
Or just did?
We just did and we'll try to upload a new one next week.
Okay, perfect. All right. So that was just a quick tour, and now let's get into what sold last week. We did. Lisa looked at me. Now I'm self-conscious.
Sorry.
Pretend you're in France right now. Okay, action. 47 orders for $2,280. One of the slowest weeks that we've had in probably the last 5 months. But I'm not too worried about it because, again, we're right in the middle of the summer slowdown. First order was this pair of Nike Air Jordans. These did pass authenticity guarantees, so they went off to the buyer for $149. We got these for $10. The next thing, you probably saw this in one of the picker videos that we did. I almost didn't get this because it was $10 and I thought it was going to be kind of difficult to ship. But in the end, it did sell for $79.99, and I was surprised because it's not October yet. But yeah, and then they just paid the $22 to ship it. Actually, it was more than that. I think they paid like $30. Sold the second one of these Cadillac, what are they called? Hubcaps. I got 4 of them for $10 total, so it was $2.50 a piece. And this is the second one that we've sold for $50. These infant John Deere camo boots sold for $9. Got them for 50 cents, so I mean, didn't really lose anything. This Burberry men's long sleeve cotton shirt sold for $112. Got this for $1. This Ann Taylor cardigan sold this for $14.99. This came in like a bundle of clothes, so it was probably less. It was like 25 cents. This Italian chef statue sold for $24.99. This one I believe was $5. Actually, let's see. Go to the side here. Pretty cool. This was a cool one. This is the wheel of a robot vacuum, one of those little circular vacuums. I took both the wheels off. One of them sold, both sold, but this one sold last week for $34.99. I parted out, I think, 5 parts from it for a total of around $120. I got the vacuum for $8. It's kind of a fun little experiment to see if we could make money off of those types of things. These Calto shoes, elevated, they basically are like 3 inches of a sole, and they sold for $89.99. These Levi's 501 jeans sold for $19.99. Those were again part of a big bundle of clothes, so it was probably about 50 cents. Module for a wheelchair sold for I think it was I think it was actually like $100 just flat. So that just goes to an electric wheelchair. This 16-inch porcelain doll sold for $19.99. J. Misa collection. This vintage Fisher Price Little People jet plane sold for $12.99. This was part of a big bin that we got from a storage unit, and so really there's probably not even 10 cents into this one. This rechargeable battery sold for $24.99. I think it goes to like a Power Wheel thing. These Old Navy shorts sold for $18.49, another like 50 cent or less item. This vintage Russell Athletic reversible jersey sold for $19.99, another 50 cent item there. This baby doll blouse top shirt sold for $12.99, another 50 cent item there. This Dark Side arm warmers, zombie arm warmers, $14. Cost was $1. Can't really see this, but this is a glass shelf from the bottom of a fridge, and that sold for $34.99. This Nintendo GameCube sold for $19.99. Got that for $1. This GoldenEye 007 Nintendo DS cartridge sold for $11.99. This was $1. This Casio G-Shock analog digital watch sold for $79.99. That's a pretty good one. This sold, I think I paid $1 for this one. Maybe $3. $2 or $3. It's hard to remember when you got so much stuff. These Tora jeans size 16 sold for $15. Skinless girly shirts size small sold for $19.99. This one even had stains in it, and we were still able to get that much out of it. This Erica 2 dress sold for $27.99, 50 cents on that one. Vintage style Judas Priest band rock shirt sold for $19.99. This was $1. Black leather heeled boots, size 8.5, sold for $29.99. 8.5, size 8.5. It's a weird way of saying it. 100% cashmere scarf, $16.99, 50 cents. Ace Hardware pipe wrench sold for $33.99. This we got for $1. This Nintendo Wii U sold for $44.99. This one was $10. Zoe Beth denim dress sold for $24.99. This was 50 cents. This Prex Tech Prex Tex, I don't know how to say that, train toy sold for $19.99. This JS Boutique women's black formal cocktail dress sold for $27.49. Another 50 cent article of clothing. This refrigerator door bin sold for $14.99. Vintage wood jewelry box sold for $24.99. This was 50. I think this was something somebody gave us actually. Like somebody threw in with the other stuff that we were getting. A Lego Ghostbusters manual sold for $11.99. This Spider-Man 2 movie Marvel blanket sold for $19.99. This comic book lot set sold for $29.99. Bunch of different comics in there. High Sierra Badger frame backpack sold for $29.99. This Naked Wardrobe Snatched and Sexy Snake Blue Bodycon mini dress sold for $40. That's pretty cool looking, actually. This bracelet sold for $7.99. These two bracelets as well. In fact, this went to the same person and they just bundled everything with shipping and I refunded them the shipping difference. This bracelet, $14.99 here. Case Logic 100 disc CD case. These are really good because people will have these cases already, and when they get more CDs to their collection, this is my speculation, I'm assuming, they want to order the exact same case so that they have matching cases on their shelf. This Craftsman batteries and charger sold for $39.99. Another one of these Thumb Buddy Pros. This one sold for $20. We've got 27 more available, which is awesome. Those acquisition on those was like 50 cents or less a piece, probably 25 cents a piece. So that was a good flip there. This Oakley men's jacket sold for $29.99. And that was it for last week. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and goodbye.